Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the wake up call. How's everyone feeling out of 10?
I would be a 7 out of 10, but I've got the sniffles. So, or sorry, a 10. I would be at a 10 out. I just ruined it. Go ahead.
Every day is a 10 out of 10 if you wake up on the right side of the dirt. So me and Alex, if you've never seen us before, we go over our crypto news analysis and weird takes. So with that, we'll let Alex start off with the weird takes.
Okay, weird take number one. All right. Well, I'll wait for the screen to load. Did I share it? Yes, I did. Okay. Total to altcoin market cap chart. The total altcoin market cap chart, really from number 2 to number 150. Just some basic, very basic observations here with the total two. Look at what's happened the last few times that the total altcoin market cap has gotten to the 200-week moving average. You can see April peak fear, the liberation day scariness, whatever you want to call that. That was a perfect bottom, V-shaped recovery. We see the Japan carry trade fiasco, perfect bottom, V-shaped recovery. And then we have to go back to just this area in 2022 to 2023 where the total altcoin market cap spent a decent amount of time under the 200-week moving average. But look at the first time. The first time that the total two hit the 200-week moving average, that was the bottom. You know, now you could, yes, there was a double bottom in the total altcoin market cap, but like that was the bottom. That was the moment of peak fear. There was absolutely, we were going to go lower, no doubt in people's minds. And if there is a comparison to where we are now, where we've hit that 200-week moving average, that would be the comparison. If I pulled up RSI, what you would see is very similar. This is on the weekly chart. RSI went a little bit lower in June of 2022 than it went recently, but that was the week. This is the weekly oversold total to oversoldness. I don't know the word to say there. We haven't been this oversold since that moment in 2022 on the weekly candle. So what does that mean? That means that's one of a few things that I actually am of a mindset that like we might have bottomed in altcoins. I know that's crazy for people to think about because so many people are locked in this mindset that it has to happen in October or in the fourth quarter of this year. Well, that's not what happened in 2022 for altcoins. Point number one, that happened in June of 2022 when the altcoin market cap bottomed. But point number two, it doesn't have to happen. It does not have to happen where you get this perfect buying opportunity at the end of 2026. In fact, because so everyone is expecting that, in my opinion, it's unlikely. But structurally, what we've just seen in terms of that last capitulation move with the altcoin market cap is very similar. It's very similar to what we saw in June of 2022, which was the bottom. Now, another thing that I want to show you is USDT dominance. And just look at USDT I mean, it's the same thing. It's we have on the weekly the RSI getting way overbought. The last time this happened was June of 2022, which was the bottom for altcoins. And you can see like anytime the total USDT dominance has gotten up to this 786 level from that previous peak. I don't know if it's an all-time. I think it would be an all-time high. Yeah, from that all-time high, that has been a phenomenal time to buy crypto. Okay, so we did have a double peak in the total. The USDT dominance. And that was after the FTX collapse. We had a double peak, but in terms of just the peak of that moment, the peak fear, the peak, oh no, we're going to zero, crypto's dead. That was June of 2022, and we matched it again just recently. So, I mean, guys, I know that so many people are screaming in your ears that we have so much lower to go. I know so many people are screaming in your ears, we have so much longer to go. And but the charts are communicating to me something different. That actually, if we haven't bottomed, that we're close to the bottom, but I think we have bottomed in total too. Okay, I'm specifically saying the total altcoin market cap. I'm not saying your favorite junk coin that you think is going to 100x. That's just down, down, down. You know, so so there are specific altcoins that are very close to the bottom if they have not gotten to the bottom yet. We're not dead yet. XRP under $1. I would love to buy XRP under $1. I think XRP has bottomed. Now, there is another perspective that I want to share, and that is throwing it in the others chart, because others does not look as healthy. I don't know what the word is. Others, the others chart, which is numbers 10 through 150, looks like it could go lower to me. Okay, so this it looks like just a big distribution pattern since early 2024 that we have a little bit lower to go, or maybe even like another 30% lower to go. So that should communicate something to you. If total two, if I'm right, let's just entertain me, say I'm right. Okay. If total two is bottomed, but others is not, what should you buy? Not financial advice. You should buy cryptos, again, not financial advice, that are in the top 10. In particular, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Well, total two is not part of Bitcoin. Okay. Ethereum, XRP, maybe BNB. Maybe Cardano. Is Cardano even the top 10? You know, I could see Cardano going lower. I could see Dogecoin going lower. Tron, I think, is now in the top 10. What's another one? Solana. I think Solana can go lower, but a handful of cryptos is hype in the top 10. That would be a good one, I think, if it's in the top 10. So that's my mindset. I'm sticking with top 10. I think others can go lower, but I think total two altcoins might have actually bottomed. So I'll give it to you, Devin.
For me, as far as like your total two, the ones that I feel the best about buying right now, as far as like the large caps that you're, kind of lumping, it's the big three for me. It's Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum. That's
Yeah.
what I just feel. And I just think the value on those risk to reward is good. So I like and then like you could talk about like what you were talking about the other day is like your category 3 coins,
Yeah.
which would be Chainlink would be in there. I mean, I think it's number 11, but it's been in accumulation for a while. But yeah, like I'm with you. But what about the scheduled October bottom October bottom that's happening in
Yeah.
October? So yeah,
Let me answer that question. I was talking, or sorry, I was talking with Devin before this live stream, and I got this hilarious comment on one of my YouTube videos where this guy was just basically like, you know, you're so stupid. Don't you know about 4-year cycles, the 4-year cycles? So we're going to bottom in the fourth quarter of this year. I think he said November, and how do you not know about this thing? And it's hilarious because it's like, that actually I was really excited reading that comment,
yeah.
because like sometimes I have to ask myself, like, are the masses really that dumb that it will happen in October no matter what, and you're not allowed to question that?
Yeah.
And the answer to the question might actually be yes, that they're that dumb. So okay, Devin.
So I'll start off with Bitcoin just in the micro. This is what I've been trading. I mostly trade Ethereum, to be honest, but I pay attention to. I have like a 4 chart setup that I look at when I'm trying to scalp. And I put this out in my group earlier today that this is Bitcoin on the 15-minute. We've been kind of just trading this every time we get at the top of the range. It's a be cautious, and every time we're at the bottom, it's a good, better buy, long opportunity. Very oversimplified of what we're doing here, but just so everyone gets the gist of it. But I put it out like, hey, if we get a close above 68,000, because we were like over here this morning just a couple of hours ago, not even an hour ago, actually 67.3. So we're up about $1,000. I said I wanted to see this high be taken out here to kind of be a trend reversal and hold it. And we're right there right now. We could get this like impulsive move from this high that I like to trade a lot. We could get it like in the next 5 minutes or something like that. So that is a good sign in the very micro. As far as where Bitcoin goes, I bought Bitcoin at 63K on this flash crash, and I bought XRP on the average price of about $1.20 on the flash crash. I am with Alex. I think that the bigger coins like Ethereum, XRP have bottomed, and I'm open minded to Bitcoin not bottoming. But I think relatively, if it hasn't bottomed, it's going to just get like a test. I don't know what you called it this morning, but
A swing pattern failure trade, which I do want to look at on my chart when you're done.
so the example that I'm going to give is like Bitcoin over here. And it could be, 58K, 50, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. But I'll give you like the most clear example is the most capitulating event for Bitcoin. Even though the selling climax, which was the maximum fear for most of the altcoins, which we just cleared that level, by the way, we'll see if it holds. The maximum level for was the June lunar eclipse, Luna collapse. But one of the bigger capitulating events for Bitcoin was the FTX collapse. And, November 9th, we went to 15,000. 600, call it 591, right? That's where the FTX collapse took us. That was not the bottom, though. Actually, we actually had kind of a dead cat bounce and roll over, and we had this test of liquidity down here at 15,000 $400. So I'm very open minded to something like that, like a test of this range here, something like that happening. But to me, I feel very, very, very comfortable buying Bitcoin at these levels. And for context, everyone who's like, "Oh, Ski's been wrong all of 2025," that's a crazy statement because I'm paying capital gains taxes. I'll be paying an absorbent amount of capital gains taxes, and you only do that when you profit. And I did that in 2025. Did I get everything right? No, I did not. But was XRP and Bitcoin 70% of my portfolio? And did I sell at 118 with a target of 118 at 20K and at 74K? Did I sell XRP at $3.33? Yes, I did. And I'll just be like frank and honest here. And like we can look back and people have revisionist history of what actually happened here. But I will tell exactly how I was feeling in the moment. When we came up to 118,000, I was saying like again and again, hey, this was my target here. I don't think Bitcoin's the play anymore. We might go to 138, but this is my target. And I was pretty bearish like over here when we came down and then came back up to 126. This move got me. And this was a fake out for me. And I thought that we were going to go to the 2618 because we had cleared the 1618, but this was just obviously in hindsight, this was a bear trap. And this move right here was an elusive one and it juked me, even though 118 was my major target since 20K. And I accumulated the 2022 bear market at the average price of 22K. So that being said, I feel excellent about these prices right now. I'm open minded that, hey, we're going to test this. We're going to sweep this to 58K, whatever the case may be. Fine. But it's just like, if when Bitcoin goes to 200K, 250K, 300K, like what is the difference between $55,000 and $65,000? That's really how I feel about it. And I'm always talking about like for the average Joe, DCAing like that. That's not even what I'm talking about right now. Now it's just like the person who accumulated the average price of $22,000 who's looking for value. I think the value is here. Like the risk to reward on what is left is insane. And we've had a cross to the upside on the daily after being the most oversold that we've been since the Luna collapse. Actually, lower than that. We haven't been this oversold on the daily chart since the 2018 bear market low. We have the highest level of volume. These are all data points to suggest a certain thing, but they're all happening at the same time. And it doesn't mean that there's a guarantee, but there are lots of data points pointing in a direction that, hey, we are at extreme value right here. And there's extreme fear market. So another data point is this is the highest sell volume that we had since the Japan rate cut fiasco. And we had an equal buyback. Okay. That is huge. When you have a giant sell volume and a giant sell candle, followed by an equal level of buy volume and buy candle, that tells us on a macro fundamental level that buyers are stepping in at this critical level here. That is a good thing. That's a sign of accumulation. It doesn't mean, again, that we're never going to wick lower ever again, but it means I feel very good about accumulating these prices. And lastly, I will show this chart right here because I have a new beard bet. And I am 10 for 11 on my beard bets. I know people have revisionist history, and I got the last one wrong. So people think that I will always be wrong. But I have this chart here, the fear and greed chart. We have the 2012 crash, we were at 10. The Mount Gox crash, we were at 9. The 2017-2018 crash, we were at 11. The COVID crash, we were at 9. The FTX crash, we were at 12. And the Luna crash, we were at 9 or 7, excuse me. This crash right here, 2 weeks ago, I think it was at 5. Okay, so that doesn't mean that the bottom is in and we're never going to go lower, but we were just at 5 yesterday and the price was at 65K after we were just at 59K. Like, that is a almost a bullish divergence. I was kind of jokingly serious with Alex this morning. It's like
Yeah.
fear and greed put in a bullish divergence, and it really did, because we were at I think we were at 7 actually when on the when was that crash? Let me not speak. When was this day here? February 5th. So February 5th, we were at 7. And then yesterday, for whatever reason, we were at 65K, and people were more afraid here than they were over here. I don't understand that, but they were. So here's the new beard bet. I'm not guaranteeing we will never go lower. However, this is a good time to DCA, not financial advice. If Bitcoin closes a daily body Heikenhashi candle below 50K, not a wick, I will shave my beard, my head, and give away $500.
All right.
So that's how confident I am that we will not get a daily body below 50K, because everyone is certain, everyone is chanting in unison that the scheduled bottom is in October, and they're not going to be buying it until October scheduled bottom, waiting for the dip below 50K on the scheduled October bottom. Here we go. This is what I'm seeing everywhere.
Yeah.
So listen, I could be wrong. I might have to shave, and I might have to pay $500 to one of you lucky winners. That's cool, but I'm also buying at these levels, and I am, very, 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 very bullish right now, and I feel very comfortable accumulating. And the risk to reward is extremely high. I just shared this with my group this morning. Let me see if I can. It's kind of a pain to show a window, but let me try to do it real quick. So here we go. Here's Bitcoin, and you have this expensive, very expensive, likely to bottom zone, and we already went down. Probably 70-80% of the likely to bottom zone when you factor in too, like, hey, that's the previous all-time high, and we had 200 days of support here. So can we go lower? Sure. But you know what happens every single time? Every single time is like what me and Josh were talking about yesterday, is a perverted greed starts showing up, and people start becoming like this weird thing that happens. And it happened in 2022, and I'm sure Alex can attest. People get to this point where they're not really scared of the price anymore, but they're being greedy, and they're waiting for 12K. They're waiting for 20K. They're waiting
Yeah.
for this magic number that everyone's going to ape in. We're all going to wait for this magic number, and then we're all going to buy at that exact price. And we're just going to wait, and we're going to wait, and we're going to wait. We're going to wait. We're going to wait, and we're going to sell at the tippity dippity top. And we're never going to be in the red, and we're never going to be outside of the green the whole time. And we'll sell the maximum profit that is humanly, mathematically possible. And that is just, ridiculous. So that's where I feel like we're at right now. We're at this perverted greed level of people waiting for the day that will never come.
Yeah. I agree about that. This is I think we're like 99% aligned. Sorry, I'm reading a comment now. Calvin Hill sent out a video saying a legit bare leg, though. I don't know what you're saying there. Um, I just I'm gonna say this again. I don't watch Calvin Hill anytime, literally, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I like Calvin Hill. Literally any time any of you have said anything to me about what Calvin Hill has said that I've disagreed with, he has been proven wrong over time. And so I respect the guy. I trust my judgment better than his. He's probably a better trader than I am. Seems like on the short term he has that done pretty well. So okay. 99% agreement, Devin. The thing that I want to talk about, if you could show my screen, is just this concept of a swing pattern failure. Let me show you from history what that looks like. We see this the day was that the day of the inauguration, that January 20th, Bitcoin wicked above the previous all-time high but couldn't hold it. That's a bearish pattern. There are people who trade that more than anything. Like that's all they exclusively look for, that pattern, and then they trade it. So in that case they would have shorted it. And so Bitcoin went from 109 to 74, something like that. Swing pattern failure. The move in October, breaking through $124,000, not able to hold it, turning into a wick. That was also a swing pattern failure. And that I remember seeing that. I remember thinking, I mean, there's been other swing pattern failures like this one in August where Bitcoin got up to 124 but couldn't hold it. That was also a swing pattern failure. So it's not like every time Bitcoin goes down, whatever, 30% after a swing pattern failure, but it is a bearish, when it happens to the upside, it's a bearish signal. So what I'm waiting for, because I do believe we're going to touch the 200 week. It's so difficult for me to even picture a world where we don't touch the 200 week moving average, which is currently at like 58,225 or so. So I am expecting a swing pattern failure move, a move where we go down to the 200 week, bounce off of it, and it's just a wick, and then we bounce from there, and that is a swing pattern, a bullish swing pattern failure. That would be the move. That's my signal. If that happens, that we have bought, that Bitcoin has bottomed. But I do think it has another leg down just in that moment. Everyone's going to be calling a beer, Ski, you're going to have to shave your head. We're going to be back in that moment. I think Ski's going to have to shave his head. And all right, you know what? That's your signal, guys. Now, I do want to address something too. Like I want to make a video about this because a lot of people are telling me that with my total 2 analysis that I'm wrong and we're going to go a lot lower. Okay, you know what? If I'm wrong, I'm not sweating it, because here was my game plan. Last week we had that huge jump, that really scary moment. That was my signal, be 25% in. And now my mindset is we have time. Time is your friend. So I'm not of a mindset that I'm putting anything into crypto for a while, maybe a month or so. And then, okay, if that signal happens, I'll get up to 50%. If we go lower, if we just continue to dump, okay, you know what? Then I'll be buying. So whatever the case, my strategy is still exactly the same. It's just a matter of like the signals that I'm looking at,
the nuances of it.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm with you there. Damn, I was going to say something and I just completely
sorry, I kept talking.
Lost my train of thought there. No, it's all good. Damn, what was I going to say? I had something profound to say. It's all good. Yeah. I think I still am of the mindset that it hasn't been confirmed one way or the other. It hasn't been it has not been, the spring has not been confirmed or invalidated, neither way.
Yes.
So to confirm it, we have to get back up to the 85K range. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. To confirm it, we have to get back up to the 85K range and hold it. that would be a confirmation.
Yeah.
So we haven't confirmed it or denied it at this point. People might say, like, well, from the selling climax, let me show my chart. From the selling climax to the spring, it's 25% difference. And to that, I would say silver from the selling climax to the spring did a 19% difference. And cows, yes, you heard me right. The price of cow
That was, yeah.
per 100 pounds from the selling climax to the spring did 24%. So, like, even in traditional indices, this is within the realm of reason here. We need to confirm it though by coming back up to about 85K and holding it. And history would say from the previous springs, it takes from 7 to 64 days, which we're probably already 10 days into this. So we probably have about 55 days left to confirm this, which would mean that we get back to 85K. Now, that aligns with a couple of things as far as timing goes. And listen, let me preface by saying I suck at timing. So I'm probably the worst time analyst imaginable. I pay attention to what I say with structure and the importance of things. Do not pay attention to what I say with time. That being said, I'm going to say what I think for time, um, which is like, hey, we've been talking about the Russell and how there's nothing really to report here. It keeps following this fractal. There's nothing to report until we make a new all-time high or until we break this trend here. But the buying climax of this would have us in about April. This would have us. So I pulled this over. Actually, this is not right. There we go. This would have us about in April would be the buying climax. And that's not when things are bazooka bananas, but that's when things start to heat up in the altcoin market. So that's one thing. The other thing is the last lunar eclipse until 2029 is March 3rd. And so, like, my thesis all along the whole time has been that we're going to generally, in a macro, broader sense, obviously we just had a 30-40% correction, but general macro broader sense trend is going to be up into 2029, specifically September of 2028. And then that's when the big one happens, in my opinion. And I think that the timing of this lunar eclipse is impeccable, that this is the very last lunar eclipse until 2029. I find that insane, actually. For me, it's like, hey, I'm open-minded in that window of time, plus or minus like 5 days or so. Call it a week till March 10th. That will have the pattern that Alex is talking about. But I think once we get out of that, I think that we're pretty much out of the woods. That's my time-based prediction is by March 10th into April, we will have a noticeable trend change, at least for me and Alex. I'm not sure if everyone's going to notice it or not. They'll probably be
Oh yeah.
saying that this is a bear trap or a bull trap or whatever, but
Well into 2023. So Bitcoin bottomed in November of 2022. Several months into 2023, people were still calling for $12,000.
yes.
We are that's going to be this when whatever the bottom price is,
Right.
people will call for lower. You just
Yep.
got to be prepared for that.
I remember a lot of very popular people saying that this 9/11 crash over here, 2023, that we were going to 12K.
Oh yeah.
That was the best time that you could have bought as far as risk to reward and time
Yeah.
in the market of being in profit. That was the very best time you could have ever bought in Bitcoin. Obviously, over here was the better ROI, but I'm specifically talking about ROI when you think about the opportunity cost as well. This was the very best buy that you could have bought, and there was a lot of people that were telling us that we were going to 12K right here. A lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think probably something like that will happen again.
Yeah, I mean, we might have like the rest of the year
Right.
before we know for sure, like before everyone agrees. I don't know.
No one will agree until it's already too late.
Yeah. I mean, except for what's his name? Capo. He'll still be calling for 12K or whatever.
So Robert says, keep talking, guys. Bitcoin's pumping. So that was the level. So, I mean, that's a big level. That doesn't, it's only on the 15-minute. But as far
Yeah.
as like this goes, who knows? This might be a bigger, a microcosm of the macro thing, which, we're already past the 7-day mark from this crazy flash crash on February 5th. We're already 7 days past that. So, you know, who knows? Like maybe we just go and reclaim it within 3 weeks, which is or 28 days is a pretty common one. So who knows? My prediction though is like just trying to judge things esoterically based off of what is in the chute, so to speak. They're supposed to have the Clarity Act or whatever crypto bill that they're working on done by I think it's March 1st. So my prediction is we're going to pump into that a little bit, sort of buy the rumor, sell the news type event. I think that it doesn't get passed. It gets moved one more time, like right around the eclipse. And then in the wee hours of the night on like the 7th or something like that, they're going to pass it without telling anyone.
Cool. I have not paid an ounce of attention to that, but
that's just a vibe prediction. There's no
yeah.
TA behind that.
Yeah.
That's just off of straight vibes. Man. 2022, when they were calling for 12K, they still did it at 15K all the way to 40K. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's about right. When Bitcoin, when the ETF got approved and we got up to like 38K, that's kind of when people stopped calling for that.
Yeah. Yep.
And just think about like what you missed during that same time. Like you already missed a 2.5x.
Pretty much.
Where do you think Bitcoin will wick down to?
I'm saying 58 something, but
yeah, I think 58 is a solid number. If you want to have some stank orders at like 52 or something like that, like sure. I don't think we live there if we even make a new low. I think it's a decent chance like that October till now was so violent that we don't even need to go, but history would say that we would test that same level. Even again during the FTX collapse, like we went slightly lower. I think 58 is a solid number. For me personally, anything under 65K is a very good buy.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Realistically, yeah. So that's what I think. We'll see how things go. See here. CPI data was good.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's something to talk about. So CPI was good. Unemployment report earlier this week came in under expectations. And I'm just seeing every sign, like, I said just from the beginning of this year that it makes sense to be bull. It just makes sense to be a bull right now.
Yeah.
And that's an uncomfortable position for me to be in, given my overall outlook on the house of cards economy that will eventually collapse, and Ski says in 2029. But right now we're not seeing those cracks showing. And so, I mean, but the other thing that I was saying is it takes it may take the first quarter this year for crypto to kind of do what everyone's saying it's going to do, and then for things to just zag when everyone is expecting to zig. So
yeah. So the way that I think about this is all right, so think about 1929, right? What happened before then? It was the roaring 20s. It was like you could not lose. It was you pulled the slot machine and you could not lose. And I think that whatever everyone was expecting in 2025 as far as this blow off top euphoria, myself included, I think that we're going to get that to a larger scale because it's going to be impossible to want to sell. And then it's going to be when the big one happens, if it happens that way. That's my prediction. And I think that this, as far as the cracks in the armor, I think that this liquidity sweep in October was a foreshadowing of things to come. But it was kind of a reset of liquidity so that they could, buy lower and really send it high, zigging while everyone is zagging. But I think that the October crash and then the silver liquidation is kind of a microcosm, foreshadowing of things to come on a bigger scale. And then, just think about silver. It's like, it was at 121 and then 62 the very next day. And silver has been around for thousands of years. So it's
Yeah.
not like, you know what I mean? So it's like, what is the stock market going to do? What is anything going to do? And I just think that I think it's going to be the roaring 20s. That's what I think. So, we'll see what happens. Ethereum is ripping right now, though, as we speak. Someone asked me, is there higher risk to reward plays than Bitcoin? I would say Ethereum.
Yeah, guys, I mean, Ethereum was under $2,000. We've been down this road before. Earlier in 2024 is at $1,300, and everyone was saying Ethereum was dead. And I regret not buying enough Ethereum and being like, thinking, oh yeah, this can go way lower. It can go under $1,000. I mean, you see Ethereum under $2,000,
It's a buy.
it's a buy.
Yeah. Now, so this is the thing that me and Josh were talking about that makes me like really like
I have that same chart that same setup on my Ethereum chart.
yeah, it's been a trend since 2022.
Yep.
Here's the thing that makes me like very something that I'm pondering and I don't know the answer to, but something that makes me very bullish though is when you look back to Luna and FTX, just like what Alex was talking about earlier, contrary to popular belief, most of the bigger altcoins bottomed in June, not in November. In fact, from the wick to wick, Ethereum was about 24% higher, from the Luna collapse to the FTX collapse. And that's very curious to me because the same trend has been at play. And the April crash, where Bitcoin is lower than the April crash. The April crash for Bitcoin was 74K. Ethereum got all the way down to $1,385. From wick to wick here, we're about the same. Okay, so 27%. While from Luna to FTX was 25%. April to this February crash, February 5th, was about a 27% difference. So, and it's off of the same it's off of the same huge level. This is the most oversold that we've been since 2018. This trend line has been at play since 2022. We had the highest volume that we've had, buy volume, showing us that the buyers are stepping up since the Luna collapse. We have not had this much volume since the Luna collapse. And Ethereum never went into price discovery. And so Josh was talking about it on our podcast yesterday. I call it yin yang. He was saying that the bull market shows the bear. So what does that mean is a lot of these coins never went into this crazy amounts of price discovery, meaning if you don't have a violent bull market, you're not going to have historically a violent bear market. If you have a violent bull market, you're going to have more to give back in the bear market. So Ethereum never went into price discovery. So, and it's still at the same trend line. I think it's very, very reasonable to think that the bottom of Ethereum is already in past tense.
I mean, Ethereum and XRP, those are my two. I think it like this it structurally looks so similar to 2022. Now, I'm not going to do it. I was going to respond to Itachi and take up time in this live stream. I'm not going to do it. I'm done responding to Itachi. So I'm just trying to multitask. So sorry about that. Go ahead.
No worries. Yeah, here's the thing, guys. I will be paying capital gains taxes in exorbitant amounts very soon, and you only do that when you profit. So, did I get everything right in 2025? No, but did I profit in 2025? Yes, I did because I'm paying taxes. Let the cream rise to the top. Oh yeah. Hey, Ski, we in a bear market or extended cycle? Listen, here's a trap that I think that people are falling for. People are getting so fixated on nailing down the terminology of what
Yeah.
is this exact thing that we're in, that we're missing the boat. We're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. We are putting the horse before the carriage here. And we're missing the important thing of where the value is. Getting so caught up in the terminology of what phase are we in, and that's like 4-year cycle doctrine a little bit, or ideology a little bit. And I think people are going to get it's going to be a trap. People are going to be so fixated on, oh, this is a bear market, so that means only down, and a bull market means only up. And I'm waiting for the bottom of the bear market in the scheduled time of October when we go below 50K. And what's going to happen is people are not going to buy, and they're going to miss the best opportunity of their life.
I mean, let me just put it a little more plainly in a few words. People hear bear market and they think, "Oh, okay, I'm not going to buy." And it's the exact opposite of what you should be thinking.
Yes. Um, so I can stop waiting for 1K ETH. I feel very confident that Ethereum does not take out
Yeah,
the
I don't think
April
so.
low. I
I
don't
don't,
think that happens. Could we test the same range in here? Like, sure, but I think that this holds for Ethereum. I think that this is the same level as the Luna level for Ethereum. And who's to say, like, we just didn't have, like, man, it's like, what if we've been in a bear market the whole time since November of 24
for Ethereum or
for everything? It's
for
just
every
like,
yeah,
it's
except for
just,
Bitcoin.
yeah, Bitcoin went into price discovery and it was kind of a confusing, but like you talked about, it's like we almost willed it into existence with the 4-year cycle thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, like this right here looks the exact same structurally as this right here. Like even the big, like if I pull a fractal and stretch this here, like I don't know, but this this is
Yeah,
uh
there's similarities.
yeah, like I haven't even dialed it in yet, but yeah. So like what have we been in a bear market the whole time since November of 24? Like that was peak euphoria. That was the peak euphoria. So we've been in a bear market for 18 months now, or whatever the case is.
Yeah. um so I'm like I'm still trying to multitask, read a bunch of comments and stuff. So
Where can I see your screen? Definitely do not
don't
go
go to
off of
YouTube.
don't go to YouTube. Do not leave the TikTok platform. Whatever you do not go to YouTube and search up at Yaboyskey or at WW Bitcoin. Do not do that. Whatever you do not leave TikTok and go and search us up on YouTube. What Bitcoin next price? To the right for sure.
To the right. I mean,
Uh,
listen, I'll just say I think it's going to go up to close to 80 and then have that move down where it hits the 50s, 58 or so and then that's it. But hey,
yeah.
we're definitely going to remember this. We're going down to the mid 40s for Bitcoin. That's a comment on my live stream that Itachi keeps saying.
Okay,
So,
then put in a stank order or short it all the way
yeah,
down
go
there.
for it.
Like,
If
like
you're
there's
right,
no,
I'll buy. Okay, cool.
yeah, literally. Great. I hope so because my 22,000 average price on Bitcoin is a little too high. So I gotta get it down or gotta get it up. Uh, gotta get her up. I think 80K is a number. That's a number for sure. No, I think that that's a solid level because either way, it's like you have two moves there. First of all, the liquidity is insane. Right now, like it's so unbalanced, it's insanity. But either way, at 80K, it's like you have two things. This is a rejection, and then like we get the liquidity sweep that you were kind of talking about, or we get the what I'm talking about is the confirmation of a spring, and then you would do one of these numbers. Either way, like 80K seems like the next logical medium term move. Maybe I don't know how long it's going to take, maybe after March or whatever, but so should get out of the market. If that is what you got, I am buying right now. I bought Bitcoin at 63K during the February 5th crash, or whenever it was. When was this? Yeah, February 5th. I bought Bitcoin at 63K. I bought XRP at $1.20 average price. I did that with my capital gains tax money that I have set aside. I plan to file for an extension if need be. Because I have money set aside for taxes and I need to see exactly how much I'm going to pay. So that's the money that I bought with, the money that I had set aside for taxes. So I'm buying. I'm not telling you what to do. You should make your own investment thesis. I'm a guy in my basement, but that is my investment thesis.
But you're not in your mom's basement, so very important.
Not in my mom's basement. Nope.
Yeah. I want to respond to something. Is it concerning that nearly all alts struggled to get back to their all-time high, yet Total 3 did? Yes. I mean, concerning, I don't know what the word concern, I don't know if I would say it's concerning. I would say it's a sign of the times that you can't just like, in 2018 or 2021, you could have just thrown stuff against the wall and most of it would have stuck. In 2024, 2025, and 2026, you can't do that. Yeah. Because like we're awake now to the fact that there's so much froth in the market, but there's been froth in the market, but like we're now a lot more skeptical about this idea that is blockchain technology going to change the world? The jury's out on that. But is X crypto going to change the world? Most likely not. That's the difference between now and 2021 and 2018. It was easy to convince people that your particular crypto that you loved was going to change the world. Now it's a lot more, it's guilty before proven innocent.
Yeah. Which is like back to your everyone zigging while everyone was zagging. The zig and the zag was the altcoins, and then maybe the next run it'll be the opposite of like people are Bitcoin maxis.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Like, oh, I'm only sticking to Bitcoin this time. I got wrecked on altcoins. I mean, like, here's something that I said in a video, and I just want to repeat it. 2018, most altcoins went down somewhere between 95 and 99%. In 2022, most altcoins went down. And I know it sounds crazy to me when I say this, like only 90%. And the difference between 90% versus 95 or 99%, like 95% getting, going back to its all-time high, that's a 20x. 99% going back to its all-time high is a 100x, which we saw with like Cardano did more than a 100x. But like, so in 2018 to 2020, whatever, there was legitimate belief that altcoins were never going to come back. In 2022, there was legitimately belief that altcoins were absolutely going to come back. Now we're back in that 2018 mode where people are thinking altcoins are not going to come back. And okay, I'll just buy Bitcoin. Go for it, man. You're gonna good luck.
Yeah. I feel the temptation to make my portfolio even bigger in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is my biggest holding. I'm not a maxi, but I'm a mostly. But I think that that's what's going to happen. I think that we're going to get zagged again.
Yeah, this is the environment. So like at the end of 2025, as I was envisioning, like what's the worst case scenario? Well, the worst case scenario actually ends up being the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, we don't have an alt season. It just goes down, and we're all a bunch of suckers for holding altcoins. But then the reaction to that is like people are just going to give up on crypto forever. This
But
thing, this is
I'm
going
already
to zero.
seeing it for
Oh
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen it too.
The sentiment is as low as I've seen since 2022 for
And
sure.
that's good news.
Yes.
That's good news for our potential returns.
Yes. People feel very comfortable being vile and nasty to anyone being bullish at this point.
Oh yeah.
Which is very good. They feel very comfortable. Like nobody. When was the last time that you saw a upside target on any of your comments?
What do you mean?
Like Bitcoin to 95K by
Oh,
October or whatever.
yeah, I haven't seen anything like that.
Nothing. It's all 50K, 38K,
Yeah.
40K. We're gonna wait to buy for the scheduled. We're gonna wait for them to buy for the scheduled October bottom.
Yeah. Which I mean, all right, you know what? Let's say that that is actually what happens. It bottoms out on October 5th. I'll never question it again, and I'll just buy on. I'll buy on the day that we're supposed to buy. I will sell on the day we're supposed to sell, and you do that enough times, be a multimillionaire.
Yeah. We'll just buy when everyone else buys, you know. It's worked out before, right?
Yeah, but the fact I don't want to repeat myself. It's just it is it's very unlikely to me that it's going to be that easy. There's nothing is ever easy in investing. Buy on this day, sell on this day. Even
Yeah.
I mean, so
Literally.
some people are going to bring up, well, that's what happened in 2025 if you just sold on that day. All right. All right, you got me.
Here's what I'm nervous of. My my worst habit is literally mapping out exactly what's going to structurally happen, and then moving off of it too early or being like insanely early on it. And I think that there's a decent chance that that's what's happening again. Here is an example. April 7th, 2025, when Bitcoin was at 74K. Shout out to Jeremy for making me put stakes on it. He said, bet your beard, because I was saying the bottom's end, boys, April 7th, 2025, when Bitcoin was at 74K. So he said, if we go under 70K, you'll cut your beard. And I said, yes. 118 is first before 70K, as in I believe they both will eventually happen. But 118,000 is first. So literally, I had it. Then that 126 got me. I did take profit at 118. I didn't take as much as I originally planned, and that was a mistake. And same for XRP. In hindsight, I should have took 80% at $3.33 and not the the 40% that I took. And I shared this tweet the other day. It's just the SpongeBob voice again of you wrecked your followers ski, and then meanwhile January 25th, 2025, I sold XRP and bought land. And if you look at the price of XRP during that time, it's literally exactly what I'm saying it is. But I say all that to say, what is the macro thing that I've been talking about? Gold and silver into the Russell, into crypto. The Russell has not went into all-time highs, and it's just meandering right there at all-time highs again. And I think it's undeniable that gold and silver have topped at this point. So what if once again I do the thing that I do, which is I have the right structural move and then I move off of it because too much time goes past. And I think that's probably what's going to happen again. What's up with March 20th? You tell me. I don't know. What's up with March 20th?
That's 2 days after one of my son's birthdays. Thank you for remembering.
All poo-poo times. Not pee-pee times, and all pee-pee times are not poo-poo times. Like Web or Warbs, I couldn't agree more. The Web, thanks for the $2.90 or the $2 donation, you savage. Targets for Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, ADA. My targets for the rest of them are still the same because none of them really went into price
Yeah.
discovery outside of XRP. Bitcoin is different. So let's just say for a moment, let's say Alex is right because I think that that's a pretty damn good number. 58K. Let's just say we're we're from the future. We know that that's what's going to happen. 58K ain't no other way. Let's say that that's what we know. So here would be my targets to exit 100K. That seems like a great number. A dead cat bounce retrace. Um, maybe we get one of these moves, right? That would be very possible that let's put this on the 3-day. Maybe we get one of these moves and we have more accumulation and we have an alt run during this time. This is a dead cat bounce retrace. Maybe that's on the cards. I don't know. But either way, I think taking profit at 100K, especially if you're accumulating at 60K, like, hey, that's a 40% gains. You're 3 or 4 timesing what you can do in the stock market. You are crushing, you're killing the game. So that's going to be an exit target. Then to be the 1618, 168. The 2618 is 240, and then the 3618 is 295. So there you go. And that's
Well, while you were talking, somebody commented March 20th is a 6,000 year astrological event, which I'm sorry, I'm too proud to say this or to not say this, excuse me. I don't pay attention to astrology, but here we go.
damn it. The last lunar eclipse is March 3rd.
All right. This period is a part of a series of rare long-term alignments, including a Saturn Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees Aries.
Oh, Aries is the god
So,
of war.
mm, mm.
Is World War
So
Three World War Three starting March 3rd or
March 20th.
20th?
Yeah.
Damn it. I don't know. Listen, I'm not a witch. I'm not gonna read anyone's astrology. I'm just reporting data. That's it. Um, yeah. So some people, the woo-woo people, say that there are Saturn coins, which Bitcoin is anything to do with 21, anything with a hex in their symbolism, link, quant, anything with an X in it. Those are all Saturn coins. So maybe it's good for them.
I'm riveted.
Yeah. Chronos. There you go. Anything with the hex in the logo. That's a Saturn coin. It's Father Time. So there you go. That's enough before they crucify me and claim me to be a witch. He's a witch. March 20th is the first day of spring, or maybe it's called the Wyckoff Spring. Damn it.
Yeah, I can't wait for this winter to be over.
Yeah. Man. Everyone wants someone to hold their hand when to buy. If you don't believe Bitcoin is going back up, you shouldn't be buying. If you do, why the F are you not buying down 50%? I agree. The risk to reward is insane right now. Like,
Yeah.
what are we talking about here? There's 220 days of support over here. There's 290 days of support over here. Can we go through that? Go ahead.
Yeah, if you're hesitant to buy Bitcoin right now, just know people were just as hesitant when it was at like $16,000. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's true because I was live streaming at that time.
Same here. And people were as equally comfortable, if not more, maybe equal. I don't know. I don't remember if it was equal or more or less, but similar levels of comfort in being nasty and thinking that I'm an idiot for being bullish and always calling for lower prices. 12K, 10K, those are the most two popular. I saw some at 3K as well, but 12K and 10K were the ones that were like everyone was chanting in unison that this is our scheduled bottom.
Yeah, I would say 38K is a number that's sticking out to me that a lot of people are calling for.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of 40K, 50K, 38K. I'd say probably, yeah.
Hey, Alex, when was your first year in crypto since you've been in the markets for ages, but why aren't you a millionaire yet? I have too many kids and too much in monthly expenses to be a millionaire right now. So, my first year I bought crypto was 2013, but my first year really in crypto was the previous the tail end. I didn't buy in 2017, but like that's when I got in crypto.
If you guys don't know, Alex actually has 27 kids.
Close.
I'm exaggerating, but only a little bit.
Yeah. Like I was a millionaire. I've been a paper millionaire a few times, but including when I burned $6 million worth of hee.
Yeah.
I could be a millionaire right now if I did things differently with hee.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Dang you and your morals and ethics. Yeah. Pull out game weak.
Oh yeah. I got no self-control, man.
Dang it.
My wife's so hot. I can't handle myself.
Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't know that's I did the Ron Burgundy where you just read the comment out loud. He says 3 less than me.
So he has 30? Is that what he's saying?
I guess so. 27, 20, 30 maybe? I don't know. 20. No, that's wrong. 25. 20. No, 24. Jesus.
All right. I'm not going to argue.
15 passenger van as a daily driver.
I have a 12 passenger. My wife mostly drives it. A 12 passenger van because we can't fit into 8 passenger vehicle. So,
yeah, I just got the 3 kiddos. It's so nice to see a little green. It does feel nice to see a little green. Does that mean that off to our wildest dreams? And I don't know. We'll see. This was a downtrend that we were talking about in my Telegram group. And we basically, oversimplification, we've been trading this kind of downtrend here, being more cautious at the top of the range and more bullish at the bottom of the range. And I put it out this morning that we need to clear 68.3 and hold it to break out, or it's going to be another rejection, and we would probably come back down to 64. So maybe the fact that we've put in our high here, this could be the start of reclaiming the 80K. Really, we want to claim 71 to do that and put in kind of a more macro higher high. But hey, I'll take a good sight for sore eyes. Oh, sorry. All right. Just saw your chat. My bad. All right, guys. I think that's a good stopping point. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Last day for the Telegram sale. If you want to get lifetime access to the Telegram, I do live trading Monday through Friday in there. Do you want to book a consultation? Alex and I both do that. So you can book me on Calendly, or you can hit in the DMs. Either way. Well, neither one of us will message you first. Those are scammers, for the love of God. I'm not going to ask you for money. Thank you, sir. How's your trading going? That's not me. Thank you for calling AD&D. Not me. That's somebody from Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iranistan. It's not a ski stand or an Alex stand, though. I promise.
Nope.
Anything for the people?
No. Sorry. I need some medicine or something.
All right, let's get this man to the hospital. He's on death's doorstep. All right, guys, that is going to be it for this time. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Peace, love.